Hi everybody, I'm Kelly Boyle with TV Insider. I'm here with Naveen Andrews, the star of The Cleaning Lady on Fox.
I need 24 hours to make the arrangements. But the cost of the plane and fuel will come from your cut.
Yeah.
And if you don't find a new supplier, the plane comes back without you.
So, Naveen, you've played villains, you've played good guys. You are very much a villain in The Cleaning Lady with Robert Camdar. So how did the approaches for good guys and bad guys differ for you?
Oh, good God. Well, they're both members of the human species, aren't they? I mean, what might ostensibly be a good-hearted person may have some sides to him or her that's reprehensible or maybe not so attractive. And the same goes for, I like to think, people that might on the surface appear to be rather malevolent or evil. There should be some kind of humanity or a spark somewhere, or crumbs even.
Sure.
I mean, Hitler liked his dogs, his Alsatian.
Yeah. So do you prefer to play those morally gray characters? Is that fun?
It's more complex and it's more of a challenge. And there's a certain amount of freedom that comes with that. What it does mean is that the next thing I do has to be a comedy of some kind, isn't it?
What else sets Camdar apart from other like bad guy roles that you've had?
His pretensions towards being an intellectual, an educated criminal. An educated criminal is the worst kind, I think. We see it today around us. Bankers, politicians, etc. They're the worst.
Yeah. And when it comes to, you're on broadcast right now, you were on streaming before with The Dropout. How is that different, that change of location, I guess?
Well, for something like The Dropout, which was for Hulu, it was like a limited series. And with that particular project, events were happening in real time because we were playing real people. I mean, we were literally shooting scenes and then rushing over to find out from Elizabeth Merriweather, our showrunner, what happened in court that day. And it would directly affect the script. Like she'd chuck in, throw in text messages between Sunny Balwani and Elizabeth Holmes. And we end up shooting it. So it's very different because perhaps there's a bit more freedom, you know, whereas there's a form, I think, to network TV. I remember that from Lost, that you have to adhere to.
Right, and how would you say The Cleaning Lady, outside of just your character, Robert Camdar, how does this story differ from your past roles and everything to you?
I've never done a show that was strictly about immigrants. And I'm the child of immigrants. I don't know whether this was coincidence or not, but I was trying to get my son to read Cormac McCarthy, Blood Meridian in particular, because he's learning a lot about American history, because he's American. He was brought up in California, and the idea of violence being a part of the American soul, like it's in its culture, it's in its history. I felt, especially in season 2, that also informs The Cleaning Lady, because these are immigrants, but they find themselves in situations where they have to operate outside of the law.
Sure, and we've had like a very intense arc with recent episodes of The Cleaning Lady. So can you, without any spoilers, tease what we can expect heading into the last episodes of the season?
I think what I'm allowed to say, or I might be allowed to say, is that the disruptive, anarchic element that Robert is, how he has a deleterious effect on the other characters in their lives, reaches such a pitch where it becomes intolerable. It's so appalling that something has to be done. And it raises the stakes for all the characters in the show.
Sure.
Everyone.
Yeah. And should your character survive the finale, would you be interested in doing more?
I loved working with that cast. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to do it, because of the actors, because they give it an emotional kind of force, a punch in the stomach that I don't often see in that medium. I remember seeing the first season and like episode 5 where you think Fiona's going to be deported, played by Martha, and it was, I think it had the Stones' Moonlight Mile playing over the top and the soundtrack. I thought, oh, that's brilliant. It's because it was so moving, you know, that you moved in spite of yourself. You know, it had that effect on me.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see the rest of the episodes of the season and all that chaotic, anarchic drama you're talking about play out. And everyone be sure to tune in to the season 2 finale of The Cleaning Lady, airing 2 episodes back to back, starting at 8/7 Central on December 12th on Fox.